to learn.
Merry Christmas!
Magandang umaga mga katribo sa Yantipco 9. This is your nurse maestro, Teacher King, and with me is isa sa mga pinakabanggiitang science teacher sa Iligan City National High School, si Teacher Live.
Good morning po.
Yes,
Sa lahat na
greetings.
nakikinig ngayong umaga.
Yes, greetings to all our listeners on air and our viewers online. So keep on tuning into 106.3 Radio City High. So this is a very wonderful day because I guess last nato ningas nga
Yes, Sir Mark. Last
nga
na
topic
to
for the first quarters of physics
Yes.
life, right? And of course, our students are really inaabangan jud nila ni nga episode every week, every Thursday. So we are so excited as well, no? Kay we are always preparing for the lessons that we are going to present every time na musalang ta diri sa radio station. But before we begin, let's greet first some wonderful people of Iligan City National High School. So, Ma'am Life, do you have a special someone to greet?
Yes po. Our mother in our department, si Ma'am Nida Gomera. Pleasant morning, Ma'am Nida.
Yes, and to all our colleagues from the Science Department sa duha ka barangay sa tribo sa Yantipco 9, ang atong barangay Madaog-Daugon ug barangay Mahilig sa Kaon. So I'm not going to mention you one by one kay daghan tang tanan. And of course, ang atong mga listeners, especially atong mga students sa grade 9 who are currently taking science. One of the subjects that they are currently taking is science. So shout out sa akong mga estudyante din sa DAO, sa grade 9 DAO, the ones, good morning. I know nga naning kamot gid mo mahuman na ninyo ang inyong mga activities, and I really appreciate all the efforts and your eagerness to finish all the activities and submit the requirements on time. Ikaw, ma'am, do you have someone
shout out po sa akong duha ka sections. Ang section Rutherford and section Dalton.
Yes.
Pleasant morning.
And of course, di na to kalimutan ang atong mga sections. We have section Nara,
Section Mahogany,
section Mulave,
Kamagong,
section Apitong, and ako man naman mention ako kanina, section Dao once again. So, and of course, di na to kalimtan ang father of Iligan City National High School who is always monitoring our radio station. Because of him na atay radio station karon.
Yes.
Sir, good morning sa atong maabtikong principal, Sir Rex L. Razo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes. And of course, di na ko kalimtan di ay ang ato ang nag-host sa itong event for this month. Actually, we're having the science fair. So, Ma'am Ann Sulihan, congratulations, and to all the members sa team sa science fair, sa atong science and technology fair that is currently happening. No? Congratulations to all of you in advance. So, I guess wala tayong nalimtan sa atong estudyante karon nangatang na gid. So, I would like to request all our students to please get their self-learning activities or self-learning kits, so you will be guided as we go along with our discussion this morning. So to begin with, I guess everybody can actually see a picture. No? Kung sino nasa picture dira karon, Ma'am Live.
Okay. So makita na to sa picture karon nga sa atong balay pwede daghan day kitag appliances, Sir Mark.
Yes, we have a lot.
What makes it operational, Sir Mark? Nganong pwede nato siya magamit at the same time?
No, I guess there's only one word that can actually maka-describe sa itong picture why these appliances will work or can work. Because of electricity.
Muna ito itong gitawag electricity. And we are very much dependent nowadays with electricity.
Yes, because electricity makes our life easier, no?
Yes, sadali ra ka isang pindot lang, Sir Mark.
Yes.
Makakita ka na gayon og salida.
Yes.
Makita tag movie, mga telenovela.
Now, your cell phone.
We'll unlock first some terms.
Yes.
Okay, and what are these terms, Sir Mark?
So let's start with the word generator. So I guess everybody has heard about it. So a generator is a device that converts motive power or mechanical energy into electrical energy. As simple as that.
Okay, so we have the next term. We have turbine, which is a circular device made of many blades. It is just like a propeller that turned by different kinds of fluid such as water, you have steam, you have the tides, you have the gas and the wind.
All right, no? And of course, let's define what electrical energy is. And electrical energy is actually caused by moving electric charges called electrons.
And we have this term electricity also, Sir Mark. So this is a type of energy that comes from electrical energy. As you said, moving electrons.
Yes, no? Electricity is, we can use them interchangeably with electrical energy, right?
Yes.
And of course, we have power station or the source, and that's where electricity is being generated.
Okay, so we have this picture, Sir Mark. What does it tell you?
Well, I guess this is water falling from a high position.
Okay, isa na isa source, the isa electrical energy could be water. Not as simple as that. We can generate electricity out of the force of water, Sir Mark.
Yes.
Possibly ka, Sir Mark?
Yes, of course, because the water from the top actually possess what you call gravitation potential energy. So as it moves down, it is converted to kinetic. So there's mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is converted into mechanical energy to electricity.
Mo di siya, series lang yun ng transformation of energy.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, so we have this second picture.
So as what you can see there, we have solar panels.
Okay, solar panels that is actually made of semiconductors.
We call them
germanium,
photovoltaic
silicon.
cells.
Yes.
Right? And these cells are actually capable of converting light energy to
Electrical energy.
absolutely correct.
Okay, the next one is you have that wind turbine. So generating electricity from the force of the wind.
This is not very common
It's a
to
moving
us.
wind.
Yung
That's
moving
not
wind,
that-
moving
yes.
air, right?
Yes, it's moving,
Yes.
moving air. Okay, the next one we have the
We have the geothermal source, right? So it's you use the heat from deep inside the earth to generate electricity.
we call that magma. So
Make
it is only possible when there is presence of a volcano. And Philippines is
It's located in the
ring of fire, so we have that lots of volcanoes in the Philippines.
absolutely. That's
So,
why we also have many geothermal power plants here in the Philippines.
Yes, Sir Mark.
And also we have what you call biomass. Ano ba yung biomass? These are actually renewable organic material that comes from plants and animals. As what you can see in the picture, meron tayo dyang forestry crops, so mga residues. These are actually waste materials from plants and animals. So we have agricultural residues, sewage, solid waste, animal residues such as their manure. No?
Yes.
And these are actually being used to produce electricity.
Yes, Sir Mark. And the next one we have ang power ng atom.
Yes.
What's in the atom that made it possible to
Right.
generate electricity out from that?
Life, once an atom is actually split through what you call nuclear fission, it is capable of releasing a massive amount of energy.
Yes po. So that's why we can utilize also the nuclear energy.
Yes.
So we have the fossil fuels also, Sir Mark. And what are these fossil fuels that we can utilize or harness to produce electricity?
So we have what you call coal. We have oil. Example of oil is petroleum products such as diesel, right?
Okay,
And we
yes.
also have natural gas. This is not just the typical coal that we know kanang sunugon,
Sunugon,
mapagol.
charcoal yun siya, Sir Mark. Hindi yun siya possible. Yun ang remnants ng mga plants and
Plants.
animals long time ago.
That are buried down beneath the earth's surface
Yes,
and
that
turned
we
into coal.
Yes
So-
po. So, how is electricity then is produced or generated, Sir Mark? How is it possible using those sources of energy?
Of course, these sources of energy need to be processed. No? They are being used in what you call power plant.
Kaya nga, we need to build a power plant
Yeah.
first before we can generate electricity. Okay?
So, to mention some of our local power plants, no? Meron tayong
We have lots of power plants here in
Iligan.
Iligan City.
Wala sila kabaluan ng uban nga power plants, no? We actually have a power plant in Mapalad. We call it Mapalad Power Corporation. We also have Philippine
National Power Corporation.
Yes, Philippine National Power Corporation, which is actually not Philippine Power Source Philippines Energy Corporation, actually, that's found in Kiwalan, Iligan City. We also have Agos 6.
The Maria Cristina.
Yeah, the famous Maria Cristina, the
hydropower
hydroelectric power plant that we have here in Iligan City. And of course, ayun kalimti ang Inyuang
Oh, yes po.
Pride.
We have in Kauswagan. Actually, in Libertad.
Yes.
The GN Power. Powered. Ano pa naka-power doon, Sir Mark?
Coal man na siya, ma'am. Gamit nila that's fossil fuel, no?
It's
Ilang
fossil.
gagamit
It's a kind of fossil fuel, actually.
that is being used to generate electricity. So just to give you an overview of different, no, local local generating power plants, no? We have Mapalad Power Corporation. So it can actually it operates a 103 megawatt diesel power plant in Iligan City. So yun yung amount of energy na kaya niyang i-produce, and that's located in my barangay, somewhere at Sitio Mapalad, Barangay Dalipuga, Iligan City.
Yes.
So I'm very proud of that.
What about the Power Source Philippines Energy Corporation? Yung dun din.
Yeah, kakaiba si Power Source
Kiwalan.
Philippines. That's in Kiwalan, Iligan City. Ma'am Marge, in yung Adeni.
Sa mga Mars.
Alright.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ma'am, yeah.
Yes, it's really, it's hybrid kasi siya. 30% comes from coal, and then 70% coal and 30% biomass. And it can generate 25 megawatts of energy.
Okay. So, parang, is it enough? That energy produced there, is it enough to power the whole Kiwalan? Pwede ba yun siya?
Parang hindi kaya nga.
Hindi kaya. It can only power
The surrounding, kasi meron din mga plants doon eh,
plants.
Republic. So, mayaman yung Kiwalan.
Yeah.
So, marami silang mga plants, cement plant, at malapit dyan yung Pillsbury, yung Pilmico Foods Corporation. So, I guess, they can actually supply energy to those plants.
Okay, what about the Maria Cristina hydropower plant? Malaki-laki din yun ang na-produce nila, electricity.
As far as my research is concerned, like around 200 megawatts yung kaya na i-produce. So, marang di yun siya enough, no? Nowadays, because of the increase in
the need of that electrical energy, because of the new inventions we have now.
Yes, tapos kuan pa gid ang population nagkadaghag gamit.
So,
That's the reason why. So, and of course, might as well feature your own power plant there in Kauswagan.
In Kauswagan. You have 4 units actually for that. So, in each unit, you have 138 megawatts yun. So, if they have 4 units, so total of 552 megawatts yun.
Wow,
Malaki
that's the
yun
amount
siya.
of energy it can produce.
Yes, pinakamalaki yun siya na-generate the electricity.
But right now, are the 4 units working?
No. They have that 2 units working.
2 units lang yung working.
Yes.
So, a total of around
That's
274.
70.
Ay, 76.
76.
Not 276 megawatts yung napoproduce.
Yun. Malaki na din yun.
Malaki-laki.
Greater than the one produced by the Agos.
Yes.
Agos,
Maria
yes,
Cristina.
Yes.
So, these are just a couple of power plants that we have here in Mindanao, especially here in Iligan City. And there are so many power plants all over the Philippines. And I just want to show you some of the power plants here in Mindanao.
So, sa Mindanao, we have
Mindanao lang yan,
Mindanao. Yes, we have this number of power plants in Mindanao.
Imagine, no?
The whole of Mindanao.
Whole
What if
Mindanao.
we are going to include Luzon and Visayas?
Marami-rami talaga. Kasi mayaman naman.
Maubos ang oras natin. We're going to mention all those power plants we have in the Philippines.
Exactly. So, given these different power plants or sources, how do we really generate electricity out of these sources? Paano ba pinoproseso ng mga power plants ang electricity out of the sources that we mentioned?
Yan, depende yan ng source. So, example, you have the power of the wind.
The wind.
Paano yun siya na-generate ang electricity out of this wind? So, you need to have that propeller.
Yeah, meron talagang propeller.
Okay, once it is hit by that force from the wind, so that is actually kinetic energy.
Yes.
Okay, so once it is hit by that wind, so the tendency is for the propeller to rotate.
Rotate.
So,
and that propeller or that that actually acts as a wind turbine already.
Yes.
And that wind turbine is attached to
A generator.
a generator, which is the same with the simple illustration that we had
Yes,
earlier.
that we have. The generator. That is how electricity is generated.
As simple as that today,
Oh, you need to have the turbine. Something should rotate.
Yes.
And to make that turbine rotates, you need that source of energy to make it rotate continuously to produce that amount of energy. Electrical
Exactly.
energy.
Kanina, tao yung gumagano, nakakapagod
Yeah.
kaya yun.
You only last for, hindi siguro aabot ng 1 hour. You lose all your energy.
Yeah, this is just a simple illustration on how wind energy is generated. I mean,
Yes.
electricity is generated out of wind energy.
Yes
So
po.
yun.
Then we have also the power ng kwan,
Ng water.
Ng water. So we have that source from the Lake Lanao.
Yes, Agos.
Okay, that is
1 to
Agos.
6 ba yun?
1 to 6, parang 1 to 6.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we have that power from the force of the water. So paano yan? How is it utilized to generate electricity?
Meron tayong tinatawag na dam, and usually sa dam, in-store yung water, parang pinipigilan niya mag-flow ang water. And once there's a need for us to generate more electricity, they actually remove the barrier and then let the water flow. And that flow of water would actually cause the water turbine to spin.
To rotate.
And once again, that turbine, Ma'am Live, is attached to a generator.
Yan. Kaya nga, with that continuous rotation of the turbine, so there is that continuous generation of electricity.
Yes,
out of it.
absolutely correct.
So ganyan lang kasimple ang pag-generate ng electricity.
Out of water.
Out of water. So what about this illustration?
So we have there the solar electric system, no? We're using solar cells like coal, like diesel, no? Binaburn siya sa isang power plant. Sa isang power plant, mayroon ang tinawag na boiler. Sa boiler, nandun yung water.
Yeah.
May nakastore na water doon. Now, once the fossil fuels are burnt, now, it will produce massive amount of heat.
Yeah.
And that heat will cause the water to boil. When water boils,
Turns into steam.
it will turn into what? To steam eventually.
Yeah.
And that steam
It's used to drive the
is used to drive the turbine. So the
Okay.
turbine will now start to
Continue to-
spin or rotate. And again, everyone, yung turbine ay naka-attach siya sa isang generator,
Generator.
which is
thermal energy now made that turbine rotates. So converting now thermal energy into mechanical
Energy. Exactly.
Then to electrical energy.
ay,
Yan
ang dali-dali lang
simple
pala,
lang.
no? It's very, very simple.
Yeah. Ang problema lang is yung pag-build ng power plant.
Absolutely.
Gastos
Kasi
yun
ma-
siya, yeah.
costly yun.
Costly nga. Basta,
Alright. So if you're going to look at the figure, everyone, no? That's actually a summary of the different sources and how these sources are used in generating
Yeah,
electricity.
yun nga siya. For biomass, yun siya. Makita mo yan sa illustration. There. So that biomass now is used, di ba, to generate electricity. So it is burned, thereby, yes, pareho pa din.
Parehas lang
Pareho
siya
lang.
actually.
You have to produce that steam to make the turbine rotate. The same with the fossil fuel.
You can really see here, ma'am, no, yung application ng previous concept natin that heat can do work, no?
Yes. Kaya nga, may mga machine doon. Machine is used to do work.
Absolutely.
Kaya nga. Kaya you have to produce that. There is that heat transfer actually. Okay, what about the geothermal? Because we belong to the ring of fire, so we have also lots of
Geothermal.
volcanoes. So we tap that heat from the underground, that is in producing that electricity. So pareho din.
Parehas lang.
Yeah, you have that heat from the underground. You have that is, di ba? You have that water there that is sucked from
Yes, the superheated fluid.
You call that superheated fluid. Then that it produce that steam, di ba?
When pressure
Then,
decreases,
when there is that,
no?
Oh yes, because you have lots of tank there with different pressure. So it thereby producing that amount of steam. So making that turbine rotates. Pareho lang ang process.
Pareha lang siya. Meron din siyang condenser where the fluid is turned back into its liquid form.
Yes po. So that's mechanical then to electrical.
That's the simple, generating electricity is just very simple actually, but it requires a lot of money for you to put up your own power plant, by the way. Now, so, hanggang dun lang ba tayo? Generating lang ba tayo?
No,
Siyempre
we generate
naman.
that electricity so that we can we can use that electricity that is produced by the power plant.
Now, how is electricity then being transmitted and distributed to our different
ang ating
homes?
pausapan ngayon.
Yan.
Okay. So that amount of energy actually that is produced there is, diba, it's very, very minimal lang. It is not enough to be used by the consumers.
Yes.
Kailangan you have to
Increase the amount of energy.
So it was increased actually using that step-up transformer, and it happened at the
Power
generating
station.
power. Yes. Oo, yun. You're using the step-up transformer. So yung na-generate it is made to increase.
So why there is a need for us to increase the amount of energy being produced? As far as I know, no? Kasi malayo yung naaabutan ng electricity. So it has to be increased kasi as the energy is being transmitted through transmission lines, there will be losses na mahitabo. So therefore, the increase in energy would ensure nga aabot siya sa kanyang mga
sa mga distributing substations.
Absolutely.
Substations. Okay. So we talk about transmission.
Yes, that's transmission that we're talking about right now.
Okay. So kaya kailangan i-increase. Because of that distance, okay? So there is possibility that there will be loss of energy. So parang mag-decrease the more that the energy that is supposed to be used by the consumer is that much. So liliit yun siya, the more we need that amount of energy.
Exactly.
Kaya nga, that's why it should be
Kaya may transformer tayong ginagamit to increase
and take
the voltage.
Note, saan ba na-build yung transmission lines? May
sa
transmission
mga
lines
higher,
ba dito sa...
mga elevated places.
Yes, sa mountainous areas.
Where there are no trees. Kasi sinabing high voltage. Kasi
high voltage
it's very dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous yun sa not only to the living organisms, yun. Kaya nga, you have to cut the trees there para walang sabit.
And that's very large towers, ginagamit for transmission lines.
Yeah, so we have, after it is transmitted, it should be distributed.
Absolutely. No?
Saan ba siya patungo? Saan ba ang mapunta yung na-generated na electricity?
Of course, sa ating mga tahanan, sa residents.
Pero before yun makaabot sa residents, dapat doon pa yun sa mga substation.
Yeah, substation muna. So meron pa siyang mga stopovers actually. So, and that's what we're going to talk about right now.
Yes, we have here the illustration of how energy is transmitted and distributed to the consumers. So, sino bang mga consumers? Sino ba sila?
So, we have the residential houses, meron ding industrial, mga industries, na? At yung mga commercial establishments.
Yun sila ang mga... Pero, hindi lang yun sila. Meron din tayo, di ba? Yun sa transportation. We have
train,
LRT,
LRT,
we have the
MRT.
MRT. They're using electricity to power the train.
Well, I guess it's much... I recommend for them to use the LRT instead of riding on their own mga vehicles kasi ang daming mapoproduce na harmful gases niyan.
Oo. Yan lang ang problema. The effect.
So going back ma'am.
Okay, so if you look at that diagram there, okay, so you have that series of reduction using that step-down transformer. Diba? So, it is made to increase in the power plant. But sad to say, yun, once it reaches the substation, nag-lower na siya.
Yes.
Bakit kaya nag-lower yun siya?
So yun nga, but as the energy is being transmitted or the movement of energy going towards long distances, meron tayong losses na nangyayari.
Kaya, pero they are going to reduce that. Kalaki-laki nun, hindi pwede.
Hindi pa pwede.
Siyempre, directly to your home, di ba?
So, kung ganyan kalaki yung voltage na gagamitin mo sa bahay, puputok lahat ng yung mga appliances mo.
Oo. Yan, so we have that series of reduction of the voltage. So if you take note, we have that step down transformer actually. Yes, until it reaches that post transformer.
Yes.
Okay, the post transformer, it is connected directly to your homes.
Yes, diba? Exactly.
To the consumer.
Yun yung distribution transformer na palaging pumuputok sa aming lugar.
Once you are not going to report that there is that increased use of electrical energy in that particular place, the result is it could lead to the damage of the transformer. Overloading kasi yun siya.
Nag-short circuit. No, nag-overload ka.
Kaya nga, you are not allowed to use yung what we call that device na para sa mga machine shops. You have to report that to ILPI that you're going to use that kind of device. Ano ba yun siya, kuya? I forgot the name. That device. So you have to have your own, yung mga shops, yung machine shops, they should have their own transformer.
AVR ba yun?
Iwan ko lang kung kuhan. I'm not familiar with that.
Para ma-convert yun to the amount of voltage?
No, they have their own transformer.
Okay.
It should not be connected to that to part of the community. Kasi, ano na kasi yun nila? Computed na that amount. That we have that sensors kung ano magagamit. Yun, that's the purpose.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why pag nga, we have to always look at kung unsay unsa kang voltage na kaya sa itong mga ginagamit sa balay. Kay what if 220
you have to check.
220 ato ang atong kuanin ang ato day capable of 120 volts lang buto gid
yung mag-enter ng house, you have to 220 also, meaning your appliance should have that rating also, pareho well. 220. But what if you vote that outside the Philippines?
Which in
you
the
have
US,
only
110, right? 110. Exactly.
Yeah, so once you directly connect that to our outlet, so what happened to your
what do you
device,
expect?
to your appliance?
Hindi sila compatible.
Yun. So mas lower. So the tendency is it will explode.
So that's why we have to buy voltage regulator, no?
Yeah.
That's
yung transformer. Yun na mag-step up para ma-increase yun siya, para mapariho na. So, pariho siya. From 110 to 220 volts.
So grabe yung journey ni electrical energy from the generating station, from the power generating station or the power plant down to the primary transmission, secondary transmission to the substations with a step up and step down transformers, down to the distribution lines with the distribution transformer with the right amount of voltage to our respective
homes or to the respective consumers.
So thanks to Michael Faraday, exactly. And of course, no, thanks to God sa mga different sources. He's really wonderful kasi he gave us so many sources of energy. And with that, we are right now living comfortably. So without these sources, siguro, as what I've mentioned, the world is so dark right now.
Kaya,
paggabi.
Pero we still have the sun pag araw. So no problem. As long as we have the sun, okay, we can have that energy.
Exactly. No? So speaking of electrical energy, how much do you pay every month, Ma'am Life, sa inyong bill?
Kaliit-liit.
Kaliit-liit?
Yeah. I'm only paying less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000?
Sa inyo dito, sa Iligan.
Right now, with the new house that I bought, I'm just actually paying 80 pesos. Diba?
Oo, yun. But if you're using if you have lots of appliances at home, you expect that you'll be paying more than 4,000. Malaki na din yun.
Before, since before gumagamit kami ng aircon like 24 hours, so ang bill namin every month around 6,000 plus, no? Pero oh my God.
Oo, kalaki
ng kalta sa ating sweldo.
Sayang din yun, no? You can buy that for food instead of just paying it for the electrical energy that you consume.
That's the reason why later bibigyan sila ng tips on how they can save energy. Alright. But before that, let's teach them how to compute how much does it cost ang energy consumption every month.
They have to pay that much in a month.
For sure. Ang uban tanaw bill, ang tanaw diretso kay ang ilang ramang kuan. Current bill. Yun.
We were conscious with the amount that we're going to pay. And we are not conscious why we have to pay for that amount.
Much. Exactly.
Dito, no?
Wala gito good.
Shout
out sa mga kuan na bayad lang ta diretso pero wala ka baloon sa atong gibayaran.
parang okay na that we should know how much the amount we're going to pay for that month.
Exactly.
Our concern should be why are we paying that much?
Exactly.
Sana.
paano tayo charge ng Iligan Light Power and Power Incorporated, no?
Okay.
Ng bill natin. Paano? So, I guess you can see an example bill, dira, no? Oh, shout out sa akong estudyante. Shout out sa akong estudyante nga naghatag sa iya ang bill, no? Nangayon naman ko provision sa iya, pwede mo akong gamiton as an example. Alright, okay sa iya, wag mo yung pangalan dira. Alright, so all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, no? You have to look at your present reading and your previous reading. Saan makikita? Meron dyan, Pres, RDG, and Prev, RDG. All you have to do is just to subtract your present with the previous, no? So
the difference
would be
that is the
amount of energy that you have used for that particular month.
Oh, okay. Yung unit niya is kilowatt hour.
Yes.
Siya kaya.
Kilowatt hour.
Yung for the power, yun ang in kilowatt.
In kilowatt.
Yung time niya is in hour. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Malakihan yun siya.
So looking at the example, we have there 25,364.
So example,
that's the present.
The present
and the previous is 25,087. All you have to do is just to subtract and you'll get 277 kilowatt.
Okay, that's the amount of energy that you have consumed in a month.
Kilowatt hour. That's the.
How do you know that you'll be paying for that amount?
Alright. Of course, we have to be aware kung pila ang charge sa ILPI nato kada kilowatt hour. Do you happen to know? Mali pumunta na. Asa na makita sa inyong bill karon?
So you should know how to calculate for, di ba? Why are you paying that much?
Alright.
So, saan ba siya, sir?
So we have there mga charges, no?
Lots of charges. Kahaba-haba na ng bill ngayon. Di ba? If you compare that long time ago, you have just a very short bill. Yan siya. Yung listahan doon, ilan lang. Ngayon, kahaba-haba na ng bill. Why?
Kasi maraming charges, extra charges, mga system loss charges na gina-charge sa atin.
Yeah. So, for the generation, yun ang babayarin natin sa the actual electrical energy that we consume.
Binabayaran natin every month.
And
so,
how much?
for this bill, ang sabi dito, yung binabayaran niya is 6 pesos and 25 cents.
Per
yun lang yung per kilowatt hour.
Yun nagamit.
Now, yung nagamit na within this month's bill is 277 watts.
Then if
a kilowatt hour.
Then you multiply that.
Yeah, then you multiply it with
generation cost.
Generation cost.
6.25 ba yun siya?
Yeah, 6.25 pesos per kilowatt hour.
Magkano yun siya,
So, magkano siya? So, if you're going to look at the bill, meron dyan 1,732 pesos and 58
And you are supposed to pay that amount. Pero hindi. You'll be paying much that is more than 173.32 pesos, di ba?
Aren't you wondering about that, guys? So, we're supposed to pay this much, but since there are additional charges, kaya yung current bill natin, malaki-laki.
Aabot ng 2,000, more than 2,000. Instead of paying that much, di ba?
Exactly.
Kaya, ano ba yun siya? Yung mga extra payment na yun siya?
So, meron tayong mga as what you can see in the bill, meron tayong mga supply card, mga system loss, and they are being charged to us.
Yung nag-top lang, yung illegal na nag-top.
Yun.
You'll be paying for yung illegal na top.
Tayong lahat yun, magdo-donate ng
payment amount.
Sa mga nag-top dyan sa kanilang mga tahanan, magbabayad din kami dyan.
Yeah, yung sa transmission, sir, yun. Tayo din ang magbabayad nun.
Exactly.
Kaya nga,
that's why there are additional charges.
Sabi, sobra-sobra.
So, now, given this bill, how can we save energy? This is very important, no? I hope we realize now na dapat we use the amount of energy that we only need. And there are so many ways on how we can actually regulate the use of electricity. So we have tips for you.
Okay, ano pa yun? Daming tips na binigay ni Sir.
Yes.
Kaya nga, commonly sa bahay, if you're not using that bulb, di ba? You do not need that light from that bulb. So you have to switch it off.
Exactly.
Diba? Dapat.
And Ma'am Life, these are not just energy saving tips but also tips on how we can alleviate climate change, no?
Oo, isa yun siya kasi. So, paano ba? Ano pa bang ibang paraan?
So if you're living near lang sa inyong mga, I mean, say for example, you're going to school, kung malapit lang, huwag nang sumakay ng jeep.
Oh, pwede ba yan ngayon?
Yes.
No?
We need exercise at the same time.
Kaya nga. If you can ride, just like Ma'am Aban. Nag-conserve talaga
Ma'am
siya.
Aban. Diba? Si Ma'am Aban is so sexy right now. Diba?
Nagbabike
That's
na siya,
one way
no?
of keeping herself healthy and at the same time, saving
Yeah.
energy
Kasi
and money.
Paano din? Yung sa ibang gamit sa bahay, sir.
And of course, you monitor, pag nag-charge ka, monitor mo yun, huwag mo namang i-overcharge yung mga phones mo.
That results to that explosion of some of
posible.
the...
So, for
Nawalan
safety,
ka pa. Nawalan ka
safety
pa.
purposes.
Oo.
Imbis na, no, because of your negligence,
Lagyan
naano ka pa, napahamak pa.
Yeah. So maraming tips dito. Aside from those given by sir.
Now, if you're using air condition, so, kung merong yung
Set
parang
mo yan siya.
iset mo yung limited yung amount of time para mo turn off siya
Automatically.
automatically.
You just set the time. Then, pag after that time na abot na, so automatic yung mag-rotate yung sa electric fan.
Yes.
Yun ang dati kong ginawa.
Wow.
Yung sa iligan pa.
You're
Ngayon,
doing it na pala. Congratulations,
oo.
Ma'am Life.
Pero ngayon, ang bahay ko sa Kasuagan, kurus-kurus wind yun siya.
No. Kasi noon, when I was young,
Kurus wind.
kasi I don't really care because I'm not the one paying the electricity or
Kaya
electric
nga.
bill.
Oo.
So right now, na-realize na ko, oh my God,
Lagi. But
I have to do something.
Lagi. And we're working that hard and we're just paying it for that.
Magmugtok na ba din ko pag magayon na si Mama og tuan, pangdugang sa bill. Alright. So I hope that helps, guys, no? I hope you have learned a lot about how electrical energy is being generated, starting from the power station down to the transmission lines, to the distribution lines, and to our respective homes, no? So thank you so much talaga sa technology, sa science and technology. Because of science and technology, our lives right now are very much easy na lang, no?
Yun na. It made our life easier.
Yes.
So, paano nag-iisip?
So I guess now that's it for today, mga katribo scientifico, and we are very much happy for since you're always tuning into 106.3 Radio City High, and we are also inviting you once again, no, sa next episode na pod sa science, no?
Yeah,
that's every Thursday, so please always save the date, no? Kada Thursday yun na siya from 8:50 to 9:30 in the morning. So thank you so much. And once again, this is Teacher King, your nurse maestro.
And Teacher Life.
And you're tuning in to 106.3 Radio City High, where you listen
And learn.
to learn.
Ikaw ba ay may tanong sa isipan? Paano yun?